Hello, everybody. This is Beef and the Deuce podcast coming to you at YouTube and X. Beef and the Deuce podcast on X. Glad to have you with us. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Beef, what's happening?
Talk about a busy week.
Yeah.
Had Cedar Point on Tuesday.
Yeah.
We did a little golfing Wednesday.
I was going to ask, how'd that go? That was with a wifey, right?
So initially it was, and then
Then it wasn't.
she backed out.
Okay.
So we got a little nine hole round last week.
Mm-hmm.
Played well. Shot a 44. We just played 9.
That's
So I
good.
shot a 44, which I was happy.
So that's under 90 on
Yeah.
18?
Yeah, ended the round on back-to-back pars, which is always good.
Sweet.
Then played good old Raymond finally for the first time yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And started off good. Started off real good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had some trouble on the back. Had a couple bad holes that kind of ruined it, but still shot a 92 with some bad holes. So, it's...
So if you hadn't had those bad holes, what would it have been on the average?
If I would have just bogeyed the one, there's a par 3 that played like damn near 200. Like it was impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And just got a wrong hop on a hill, bounced into a little creek, as my father-in-law likes to say, a little creek.
Quick.
And ended up triple bogeying, which was rough. And then had another hole where I just bunch of tree trouble, and it was just played Army golf left and right, and
So
I think I ended that par 4 on like a double. So
if we just had a bogey on each one of those, what would you do?
if I would have shot bogey on those two, it would have saved me 3 strokes. Would have shot an 89.
Nice.
So it was just like the front 9 I played fine, typical. The first hole's a par 5, and I traditionally bogey it.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it was just bogey golf. And then I had a couple lip out putts on the front that could have really, if they would have sunk, it would have helped me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the back 9 there always gets me for some reason. I don't know why, but drove the ball well, which has always been kind of hot and cold for me.
Mm-hmm.
And three putting's my weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 2 3-putts, and the last 3-putt was on 18, where I got a green regulation, which I got a decent amount of those, which is always good.
Nice.
And just a couple holes I just didn't give myself easy putts, and it's that's the story of a lot of the city courses of the greens. Depending on the pin placement, it's pretty rough. So, but usually after I played the first time, I played better the second, so I'm hoping to get back out there somewhat soon.
Nice. When do you start? You going to do your tournament thing, your league thing?
No, we end up not doing it. We end up just kind of playing for fun. The guy I usually play with is expecting a little one, so
They're busy.
Yeah, they're a tad bit busy with stuff, so we're going to try to get out at some point in the near future and get some rounds in.
Cool.
But yeah, the golf is in full swing now up until it starts getting stupid cold. So we are ready.
Okay, let's go with our buddy Bob, Florida. Again, has a great idea, and it's the idea of, would Ryan Day go with the 2-quarterback system starting game 1, in other words, alternating quarterbacks in a game, as a standard procedure? I can't think of that ever happening before in Ohio State. I looked it up a little bit and couldn't find anything. I don't like the idea. I'm curious why he brought it up. What's your take on it?
So I could see it where now my initial thought is no.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the relationship between quarterback and position players is very important, obviously.
Yeah, I think the wide receiver room would absolutely hate the idea.
Yes.
Because we have the best wide receivers in the nation. Why put 2 quarterbacks in there?
Yeah, and that's my kind of thought process. Is that there's already a set system. If it's not broke, don't fix it. You're coming off a national championship, leave it be. Get your quarterback, get your dude, and just run with it. But I also like the idea of having packages for, like a Keenholz, where if it's red zone, within like the 5, and, do some trickery, if you will, like a little read option, short pass, something like I could see that being okay.
But that's a package. Okay, that's different though. But okay.
Yeah, no, I don't see dual, like, a 2 quarterback system like, the Chris League, Tim Tebow days.
Right.
But I can see where there's packages for Keenholz, and that's fine. I am okay with certain yardages, certain situations where, if Julian's not the quickest of the 2, then yeah, you kind of give your offense a little bit of a wrinkle, and it keeps the opposing defense honest, and that's fine. I'm okay with that.
So you're saying,
but I don't like the 2 quarterback system.
You're talking like maybe inside the 5-yard line, or 4th and short, 3rd and short.
Yeah, I am perfect with that. Like, that is because a bunch of college teams do such a thing, or they just do like a little tush push, if you will, like with Kansas City and like Travis Kelce, for example. Kelce goes under center, pushes through for a yard or 2. That's fine. If you want to do that with Keenholz, because he's the quicker of the 2, you can kind of get on the outside. That's fine. But overall, you should have, in my opinion, and it sounds like we're both on the same page, you get your guy, you run the offense through him, and that's it. And if he is the best for said position, and that's your guy, you run with it. And so it gives you a reason not to. You just go with it.
Okay. So what do you have any take on this Eli Brink handler from Houston Christian as a 4th quarterback?
I mean, it never hurts.
I've never heard
feel
of
like
Houston Christian, but that's all right.
No, and somebody likes somebody, and that's usually, I'm assuming that's Ryan Day's kind of pick 'em, if you will, or it was just one of those where, come on over sort of thing, and nobody really bats an eye. But depth's always good. I mean, I feel that's kind of the easiest way to put it. You're never, I mean, if you start getting a little complacent, then you start losing. So you're always kind of looking for the next man if it happens to be that way. And I mean, circa 2014, you go through 3 quarterbacks, you still win a natty, it can happen again. As long as you've got dudes, you're going to be okay.
Do you think it was important that he was a grad transfer with lots of experience?
Yeah, experience is always good. I assumed grad transfer would have been my guess.
Yeah, he's a grad transfer. He has 2 years of eligibility, but he's a grad transfer.
Yeah, experience is always good. Always good.
Okay. Do you think I still think it's going to be saying his job, but that's...
Yeah, I think Julian's probably by far the better quarterback for the system, and overall just probably better player. But Keenholz brings a little bit of a
different wrinkle.
That dual threat of ability. And to be fair, we haven't really seen him at his best. He got thrown into a game that basically meant nothing, and it just kind of went to hell.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he's looked good. He's gotten bigger, which is always solid for a dual threat type quarterback like himself. But it seems like both of them are practicing well, which is always good. So if Julian, God forbid, goes down with an injury, you're not sitting there thinking to yourself, I don't feel comfortable with Keenholz under center. It sounds like they're both, doing well. So it's always good. I'm a huge, and I've said this forever, competition's great, especially for that position with a university like Ohio State. Competition's always good.
Do you think maybe it was some of the 2 quarterback idea was because of Texas being so early And if it was like the normal first 3 games of, Akron and whatever, I'm just wondering if Texas at the start gives people some panic.
Mm,
Because everybody's
maybe.
hyping, Arch and everything, Arch Manning. So
Uh, I guess maybe, possibly. But I feel like with our situation, Julian Sane doesn't have the name that carries like Manning.
right,
So I think with Texas's situation, it was more of just we want to see another Manning do what the Mannings do.
right. But
And I think the curiosity was probably the biggest thing with that situation. And they obviously Quinn got hurt a little bit, so Arch was able to play.
right.
And obviously the questions arise of is Arch better than Quinn and blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Well, my thought was the reason Ohio State people were saying put 2 quarterbacks in for Ohio State was because of it's the first game of the season, and let's see what we've got, and if somebody's not working out right now, in other words, there's no room for error. Pull them, put somebody else in.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna be mad about that. So I guess for those games, yeah, maybe you could do that.
Right. I still don't agree with it, but okay.
Yeah, I just kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the unknown because we did that once,
Right.
and look how that kind of went with the Devin Brown combo court situation. It was
Not good.
quite the headache. So I think you need to know who your guy is and just stick with them until they're just playing outrageously poor before you start making a switch.
Right. I agree. Okay. Excellent. Thank you, Bob, for the idea. Always
Oh,
great.
Florida Bob.
Okay. Next topic of discussion. So let's review the 12 teams that made the CFP last year. OSU, Oregon, Penn State, Indiana, Boise, Clemson, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Georgia, Arizona State, Texas, and SMU. Question for you. What teams of those teams, what ones will not be in the playoffs this year? Or this season? For me, I think it's going to be Illinois will replace Indiana.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, I would say for sure, at least for me, I would say Indiana's probably gone. The backfill for that is probably Illinois, maybe a dark horse could be maybe. I know this doesn't sound crazy. Maybe like if you're looking at another Big Ten team, maybe USC kind of gets their shit together.
Yeah, if they get their crap together,
and maybe sneak in a little bit.
But don't you think?
So I do think 4 teams come out of SEC Big Ten country.
But I think Illinois has a clearer path and an easier path schedule-wise, at least to 10 games. I think for USC to get 10 wins is going to be very, very good for them and not probable. I could see it 9-3, but their schedule is pretty brutal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
yeah, Illinois is probably the safer bet. The dark horse is USC, which would be that makes somebody some money if they throw that on there.
Yeah. So who else isn't going to be in? SMU?
I kind of feel like Boise State is out.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of their success was Ashton Genty.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he's gone, that's a massive, massive hole to fill.
And who will fill it?
And yeah, the big question is who's as good as Ashton Genty?
No, but what team?
Because that was their offense.
Yeah, Boise. If it's not Boise, then what team will be in? Same conference.
I don't know. Same conference. I feel like it's usually Boise State or bust in that conference. Yeah, that's tough. It's very tough.
Okay.
Um,
Will Arizona State be in?
I kind of believe in them.
Yeah.
I don't feel like their run last year was a fluke. I feel like the offense as a whole was just, they got hot at the right time and they stuck with it. Now I want to say their quarterback's returning, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that right there,
That's good.
I mean, at least for his run going into the CFP, he was slinging it. Offense-wise, they were slinging it. Oh, good old Scatterbo was over there just doing his thing, so that's a decent hole to fill.
Yeah.
Especially for a collegiate running back, he played very well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say safe bet. I could see them getting back in, because everything for the most part is the same. Head coach is sticking around, which is a huge plus for them.
You don't think Kansas?
Which I
might
would say
sneak
that's
in?
like a majority of their success was due to the coaching staff.
You don't think Kansas has a shot?
No, they lost a decent amount of their dudes.
Okay. All right.
Starting running back's gone. I believe the quarterback's gone. Maybe. See, I feel like Kansas is very, very hot, very cold.
Yeah.
Football wise, like when they're good, they're good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like they're very consistent. Yeah, I feel like in a lot of the collegiate football analysts or whoever, I feel like they believe in Arizona State. There's a lot of talk around them possibly doing a back-to-back. So I will take the pros' advice at that,
Okay.
and say they stick around.
So let's assume Clemson is the ACC champion again.
Mm-hmm.
Who has a shot at getting in as a wild card? Miami, maybe?
Let's go. Let's just get real weird with it and say UNC. Let's get the Belichick boys in there.
You don't really believe that, do you?
So it's gonna sound crazy.
Okay, here we go.
So
Yeah.
I want to say it was this morning. It was Paul, your boy Paul.
My bad.
Feinbaum.
My bad.
Basically said there's no middle ground with them. It is either they don't make a run and they're just bad, or they're a 10+ win team and they make the CFP. And they play in a conference championship or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's like there's no 500 for them.
So
It's either bad or they're good.
So that would be this year's SMU, right? Basically.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Which the more I thought about it, it's kind of that's Belichick's way. They were never.
This is college. This is not pros.
Oh no, I am well aware.
Okay.
But it's more, I guess, just kind of like the history of Belichick.
Okay.
They were never just, I guess, like average. They were either just bad or they're really good.
Okay.
So I'd be curious if that carries over. Obviously, this is, like you said, it's college football, completely different beast. But I can't see Belichick performing poorly. Like I feel like he wouldn't take this gig if he thought it was not in his best interest, I guess.
Okay.
So I could see UNC making a little run and making the ACC a little interesting.
Okay, but no Miami for you, right?
No, I do not believe in the Hurricanes.
Okay.
Not at all. Especially without Cam Ward. I mean, who nobody knows how that offense is going to look, and Cam Ward carried that offense.
Okay.
To put it blunt, without Cam Ward, there was no Miami.
Okay. I would also say that Tennessee is going to be out.
Yep.
So there was only 3 SECs in last year. So if Tennessee's out, I'm going to assume Georgia will be in, and I'm going to assume that Texas will be in.
Mm-hmm.
So who's going to step up and fill that SEC void?
LSU would be first team off the top of my head.
Okay.
It seems like your guy, your number one draft pick, Mr. Coach Kelly, is trying to prove himself.
Yeah, he's damn well trying.
So I would say them. I could see Bama possibly making a little bit of a run as well.
See, I don't know. This could be the second year in a row Bama's not in.
Now, me personally, I'd love to see them just absolutely suck. Like, that would just bring me so much joy. But I feel like it would just be weird without a Bama showing.
Yeah.
So I could see them. Maybe
Miss.
Your boy Kalen does something. Ole Miss, yes. Lane Kiffin doing his thing. Outside of that, I feel like those are really the couple teams that could.
So I don't
think anybody else really could.
I know you're going to bomb it in your mouth, but some people, not a lot, but I thought this would be interesting for you, are talking Missouri.
Yeah, I'm going to just cut this podcast off now and just leave.
Hey, it's not me. I'm just saying. Some people are talking up Missouri here.
My biggest thing is, what is Missouri without Brady Cook? You've had him at quarterback what seems like for a decade. And now that he's gone, who's the quarterback? Who's going to carry this, this team to do anything?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you like your Missouri, and they're kind of always around a little bit. They get a signature win or two, whatever. But ahead of Bama, LSU, Ole Miss, yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't see it.
Okay, all right. Just thought I'd ask the question here.
Of course.
Like stir the pot.
No, you always do. That's your job.
So you're saying that OSU will be in, Oregon will be in, and Penn State will be in. I'm assuming that's.
Yep.
And you think there's a chance North Carolina's going to get in on the wild card in the ACC?
Yeah, why not? Let's just grind your gears a little bit. Just throw it right back at you.
Okay. And we're going to assume Notre Dame will be in, correct?
Yep.
All right. Texas. So Texas, Georgia. Yeah. Then who are we talking? Who's your third? You want LSU? Is there a fourth that's going to pop up for the SEC? Or is it going to be four in a row for the Big Ten and three for the SEC? They won't like that.
I'm going to say three SEC. I'm going to stick with LSU being the third, and Bama and Ole Miss probably on the outside looking in.
Wow. Okay. I hope Bama's out for sure.
I would love it. It would bring a smile to my face.
Now, we talked about this earlier, and so we brought it up a little bit with USC. No 9-3 team has ever made the playoffs in the CFP or whatever it is, in the 2-team, 4-team, or last year. With strength of schedule, if you're looking at Florida, who have a brutal strength of schedule, if they go 9-3, and we'll then throw USC in here because we talked about them. If they can, either of those teams can get 9-3 with the strength of the schedule, can they overcome that 9-win bugaboo, or are they still going to be out?
I think the only way they'd be able to get in is how close the losses are.
Mm-hmm.
So say if Florida loses by a combined 6 points, then I think that argument's very valid of, yeah, this 9-3 Florida team is a lot better than an 11-1, 10-2 SMU team that's hoping to pop in, or a 10-2 Boise State that played in their conference championship.
Is it going to pop? Is it going to push out a 10-2 LSU, or LSU in at 10-2?
I would say 10-2 LSU is in. But I think that Florida team, if that happens, could just they would bump out the the non-power schools
Mm-hmm.
that are like hoping to sneak in with, one loss being in the conference championship, whoever that team may be.
Right.
Just because that strength of schedule is going to be non-existent in comparison to a Florida, and people are going to hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to hear the SEC bias and blah blah blah. But again, you want the 12 best teams,
Right.
or eventually 14, 16, however many it's going to be. You want the best teams.
Right.
And we saw last year, SMU's getting smoked.
Yeah.
And then you've got, other non-power schools that are just, I mean, the talent's almost just not comparable to
Yeah.
a middle to upper SEC school or a middle to upper tier Big Ten school. It's just not the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would much rather see a 9-3 Florida team try to go up against an Ohio State in the first or second round, or say if Illinois squeaks in, you get an Illinois-Florida matchup or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would be a lot more enjoyable to me watching like San Diego State, because they won the Mountain West with a
Right.
undefeated record, against whoever it may be, and they're going to lose by 30. It's not enjoyable for me.
So So you're saying a Mountain? We'll just use that as a reference. Undefeated Mountain West team would not get in over a 9-3 Florida team.
No, I would say. I mean, they're going to get in basically off the record in the conference.
Yeah, they'd be the best conference winner, best conference.
Yeah.
So they'd be that.
So
fifth
I would
conference
say
team.
So say if like Boise plays in their conference championship, they lose. Just because they have one loss that was only in the conference championship
Mm-hmm.
doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get in over a 9-3 Florida with, a top 5 strength of schedule, and
Mm-hmm.
their losses are, last second field goals or, whatever.
Okay.
At least me personally.
I anticipate you don't believe that's going to happen.
No, I do not. I do not. I enjoyed Florida's run at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I do love watching the SEC beat up on one another. That's good football.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how, the top tier Big Ten schools, I enjoy watching those big games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't see a 9-3 Florida happening.
Okay. All right. So did we talk about it before? We were talking about Wisconsin and Luke Fickell, and this is his third year, and his Wisconsin schedule is really brutal right now. It's tough. So if he comes out with another 500 or losing season, do you think he'll stay, or they'll have him stay? I think didn't they just give him an extension or something like that?
Yeah, they gave him a 1 year. I would almost feel like if I'm him, like,
where are you going to go?
Yeah, there's nowhere to go, and I guess for Wisconsin, who's better?
Right. Right.
Like who's out there that you believe can change your program? And there's really not much.
Yeah.
And it's a tough world to be in. Mm-hmm. As a college football head coach. That is a middle tier program, and you've got multiple big brothers ahead of you, just basically sniping these better players and getting them on their program way before Wisconsin even has a chance to breathe.
Right.
Whether it's portal, NIL, both, like they can't compete. And if you're the front office of the Wisconsin athletic board or whatever that's kind of overseeing whatever, like you kind of have to see its reality, and Wisconsin can't compete with these guys.
But they can't. They just can't accept the fact that they can't. You know what I mean? They can't say, we never will."
Yeah.
I mean, they're Wisconsin. They're a big school, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they've got one of the better college football atmospheres in the country.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, at least for me sitting here, being the basic man that I am, I can see that it's just Wisconsin's never going to get over that hump unless they have a Indiana-like season where they hit the transfer portal and it all worked perfect.
Yeah, they got to hit the lottery.
That's basically it. Until the college football world changes again, which at this rate I don't think it is. I think it's just going to get worse and worse for these middle to lower tier programs. You really have to get lucky, and that's with maybe snagging a 5-star quarterback recruit or hitting the transfer portal like Indiana and getting 1.5 million players. That's really it. I don't see another way for them to do any better. And for Luke Fickell, I mean, he's probably thinking the same. Like, I need to do this better. I need to hit the portal.
Yeah.
NIL money's there. I mean, they definitely have money, but they're not going to be able to win these bigger dudes over unless they fork over a ton of money, and then you're just depleted.
Right.
So right. Yeah, I don't know how they can compete.
Yeah. So here's a question. Considering the old Big Ten East and West divisions, right? Did the Big Ten bringing in the 4 West Coast teams just totally screw the old Big Ten West division?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just F them.
Oh, yeah. Smoked them. Absolutely smoked them.
Like, jeez, what do we got to do here, right?
Oh, it's pretty brutal. To say the least, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Because with Washington, when they get a good coach in there, they do pretty well. They do pretty well. And, of course, Oregon's here to stay, and there's good talk from USC, so,
Good luck, Badgers. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it's like you got to make the top 4 to even be, or 5 to be even in the conversation, and they're not even, the bottom half of the Big Ten doesn't have it. Just doesn't have it, right?
Yeah, their only hope is that the CFP continues to expand, and it will.
Well, yeah. But then they'll give more representation, don't you think, to, like 2 out of the ACC kind of thing and 2 out of the Big 12.
Yeah, more than likely, I could see that happening. So Wisconsin then again still gets screwed. But at the end of the day, you got to play better football.
Right, play better.
Play with who you have. Win the games you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
And then again, hopefully you get lucky. You get a big marquee win somehow. Like last year, they had Oregon on the ropes and then they blew it.
Yeah.
So it's not like Luke Fickell doesn't know how to coach. Yeah. He was right there. He was right there about to knock off the number 1 team.
Weren't they beating Alabama at one point?
Yeah. So I mean, they're there.
Yeah.
It's just
follow through.
Yeah, you got to finish, and maybe that has something to do with Fickell. But then again, he can't go out there and play the game.
Right.
Like, your players have to perform.
Right.
So, yeah, who knows? It's tough to figure out what exactly he needs to do outside of the basics of portal, NIL, recruitment.
Well,
but I feel for him though. It's tough.
Yeah, especially with Illinois ascending right now. It's going to be tough.
Oh yeah. It's a sour taste in his mouth for sure.
And I'm going to assume that Indiana will do pretty well somehow. I don't know. It's such a wild card idea. And what about Nebraska? What's your take on Nebraska? A lot of people are talking them up.
I would assume Raiola has a better season, quarterback-wise. I think he'll be better with more experience.
And Iowa.
Yeah, but that's the other thing, too, is like, if Nebraska plays better, that's okay. But are they going to get over the hump of Iowa?
Right.
Illinois, like you said, has an easier schedule, so they'll be fine.
Yeah, can they get into the top 5? I don't think so.
Yeah, Michigan. Yeah. You're hoping that your younger recruits kind of pan out for Coach Moore now. You're hoping Bryce Underwood's the dude, and he ends up playing well. So there's a lot of question marks for them.
Yeah.
I feel like the Big Ten's kind of a mess from 3 down.
Yeah.
or I guess 4 down, depending on who you want at number 4, which is probably Illinois.
Yeah.
But it's a cluster right there. Everybody else, it's, obviously it's Buckeyes, it's Ducks, it's the good old Nittany Lions. But outside of that, you don't really know who's who.
But even if it's if you go to the top 5 of the Big Ten, they're just sucking all the oxygen out of the room, aren't they? They're just we're taking all the wins, and you're not going to, your ceiling is at best 9-3, and that's not really good enough.
No, because back then, before the CFP, 9-3 was okay.
Yeah, you win your win your division and play in the playoffs.
Yeah, and now it's yeah, good luck.
Yeah,
good luck. If you don't have double-digit wins, you're kind of SOL.
But isn't the SEC that way now too?
Oh yeah.
They don't have divisions anymore, right? Yeah. So
it's a cluster. If you're lower tier, thanks for playing. Here's your participation trophy.
Yeah.
And your Cheez-It Bowl. That's about it.
Cheez-It Bowl. Okay. All right. So, are you saying Bama's out this year as well?
I would say yes. Okay. Yeah, they're out.
I hope you're right. I'm going to say Florida. Well, of course, I don't know. It's a tough road to hoe for them. Really tough to get 9-3. Their schedule's not bad. So, anything else on the college side that? What about this thing I've been hearing that Penn State lost all their commitments for 26?
I would love it if that's true. I would love it if it's true.
But it was like every one of them somehow went away. I haven't followed up. Saw a short YouTube Colin Cowherd, and he was complaining about the Cleveland Browns fans complaining that if they get to Doma Stadium, they'll lose their home field advantage of the snow. And of course, he's absolutely correct. And he goes, for the last 30 years, your home field advantage has been terrible. So the snow, and he's like, I don't want to see snow. I don't want to see a snow game or whatever. And I'm thinking, okay, that's fine. I get it. But at my age, I played football in the snow. I mean, some serious snow. And maybe it's because I played in it. But once you've played football in some serious snow, it's just an experience that can't be repeated. It's just like, this is fun. Even though it's lousy football, it's just so much fun to play in the snow. It's like playing in the mud. It's fun.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
I realize that no one likes it, but I just like, Colin, you've never played football in the snow. Okay, that's fine. I get it. But and obviously they don't want bowl games and championship games played in the snow and ice. But
they want Cleveland wants to host a Super Bowl, and the only way you're going to host a Super Bowl nowadays is you have a dome. You have some sort of dome.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. And it's more time easier for you to get up and see the games.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk some NFL. Segue into that. And we're talking in our series of what makes success for each team. And the two divisions we're talking about now this week are NFC North and NFC West. Let's talk NFC North. Detroit Lions. What's success for the Detroit Lions? I knew you'd say that. You're a big Lions fan now. Come on.
So with the only reason I'm kind of struggling is with Ben Johnson gone. I feel like for them, I mean, expectations are still high, which is fair. I would say, at least with the first year without Ben Johnson as their offensive coordinator, I would say still just make the playoffs.
Really?
Somehow, some way, just make the playoffs and kind of start this new road with a newly revamped offense.
Goff's your guy.
I enjoyed and I like the fact that the offense is still intact. That like players wise, like that's solid. My biggest question is the offense going to look the same? You have the same players, the same personnel, and that's great. But a new offensive coordinator is massive. That's huge. You still have, obviously, my boy Dan Campbell, my guy.
Yeah.
He will figure it out, and they will be fine. But I think just with the departure of Ben Johnson, that was a huge, huge, huge loss for them. Because that offense was one of the best, and arguably the best, depending on who you talk to. I feel like for them, at least to start this new era with this new offense, whatever it looks like, to still make the playoffs, continue that success rate of getting into the postseason, and then just kind of go from there. I would love to see them again in the NFC, or at least see them approach a Super Bowl somehow, some way. But at least with now, just get a playoff berth under your belt with the first year OC, just to show like everything's still good.
Okay.
I would say start there, and I feel like for me that's success for them, and then build from there.
So you're saying go from 15-2 to maybe 9-8, 10-7?
I would say they could. I'm not saying that they can't win the division. If they win the division and get into the playoffs from there, that's great. I just say whether you win your division or you're second or even if you're third, and you can still get in somehow.
Okay.
Just get in.
Wow. Okay.
And that's no diss to the whole team itself. I would just say bare minimum for me is get the playoff. Get to the postseason.
And it's all based on the offensive coordinator, not the defense?
I think the defense will be fine. And I feel like just with Dan Campbell's mindset, and who I also just feel like the personnel with Detroit's defense, I guess, didn't really change. I know the Hutchinson injury is kind of a question mark, so who knows how ready he's going to be. But I feel like or at least in the Dan Campbell era, the defense has been pretty okay. Regardless of, who's kind of around, I guess, personnel and coaching-wise, like they've been okay. Now, I'm not sure how, I guess, new DC, new OC is going to look like. Now, there's going to be growing pains in the beginning, so that's obvious. But I feel like personnel-wise, they'll be fine. So I'm not terribly worried about defense. I think I'm more worried about, I guess, in the NFC North with the offenses that are in there, in that division with, obviously, the Bears, Vikings, Packers. The offense is still going to need to kind of hum. Yeah. And I feel like that's priority one for them right now.
Okay. Number 2 last year at 14-3, and of course their quarterback is gone. The Vikings. What is success for the Vikings at this point? Making the playoffs again?
Yeah, I would say make the playoffs, especially with JJ's first full season, if he ends up playing the full season. This is essentially his rookie year. I would say if you get to the playoffs with a rookie quarterback, that's huge. Absolutely huge. Now, his circumstances, very lucky in the fact that you've got Jones in the backfield. You've got one of the best receivers, if not the best in the league. Justin Jefferson, you got Jordan Addison, you've got TJ Hawkinson. You've got everybody you need. You've got a hell of a head coach, offensive coordinator, play caller. Kevin O'Connell's probably one of the best. So I would say you get into the playoffs, that's a huge win. Okay. Especially for a first-year starter.
Okay.
And it sounds like a lot of people believe in JJ, and he's looked really good in the
hope so.
early portions of the early season. Yep. So it's not too shabby.
Packers at 11-6. They made the playoffs as a wild card. What's success for them? Just to get in again?
Yep, I would say get in again, because I don't feel like a lot of there's really not a lot of talk with the Packers, I feel like,
know.
this offseason.
I know, pretty mute.
It's been very quiet for them. Now, I feel like they hit on the first-round draft pick with Matthew Golden. I feel like the receiving core is going to be great. I think Jordan Love's still going to be okay. I think he needs to cut the turnovers basically in half. And that was kind of his Achilles heel last year, was just the constant turnovers, it felt like. But yeah, I would say for them, just get in the playoffs. Just keep doing that.
So you don't think they could go from 11-6 to 12-5?
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, their team hasn't gotten any worse.
Right.
Josh Jacobs was, probably arguably a top 10 running back. He still got some legs. Receiving core is super young, so they're only going to get better, you would assume. Again, with Jordan Love, if he can just keep the ball out of the opposing defense's hands, they'll be fine. I feel like the defense is probably the bigger question with losing your top corner, and then pass rush wise, you don't really know what they have. So if there's any massive question mark, I would assume it's on the defensive side. I feel like offense wise, I think they'll be fine. But overall, success wise, just make the playoffs, make a run. I feel like a lot of the attention's on the Lions, and a lot of the attention's on what the Vikings are going to do. I feel like the Packers and, well, I mean, hell, even just the Packers. I feel like the Bears are still being talked about a bunch, and the Packers are just kind of hanging around.
Right.
Like they're just in the division, but not being talked about.
So let's talk Bears then. They were 5-12. Are they going to double the wins? Are they going to? They all can't make. Well, I guess they all could be in the playoffs, but what's your success for the Bears?
I would say break 7 wins.
Okay.
I would say if you can get 7+ wins with the team that they have now, because they've addressed key points. Offensive line, they got the receiving core. Running back wise, I mean, you still have Swift, which is, I mean, I thought really all you needed, but they've got some running back depth now. Address the defense, and just kind of see what Caleb Williams has at the end of the day. He had a decent rookie season, so it's nothing to write home about, but overall played well in his first year. So yeah, I mean, just increase the wins a little bit. But I mean, 2 wins is huge. At least shows some sort of progress, and now you have Ben Johnson as your head coach, so your offense more than likely is going to be pretty solid. Going to play to his strengths, and I mean, I could see 7+ wins, 8 wins. I mean, if they got 9 wins, that'd be. I mean, if you're a Bears fan, you're probably doing backflips in your living room if you got 9 wins.
So is their biggest problem the division they play in, the teams they play against?
I think so.
It's so hard.
I think so.
I mean,
I think so, because the Lions aren't going anywhere. If the Vikings hit on J.J. McCarthy, you're kind of screwed for a long time. Jordan Love's not going anywhere in that division either, so
right.
you're hoping that you can at least compete. And I feel like the team now, they can compete. And you have one of the better play callers in the NFL as your head coach. So, I mean, I feel like they're on a good path to do so.
Okay. All right. Well, we're about at the end of our time here. We were going to get into the NFC West, but I think we can probably do that next time, okay?
That works for me.
All righty. Well, again, check us out on X, Twitter, and we'll talk to everybody next time. Bye.